Thank you very much. My name is Ken Kroeger. I work with a company called C Machines, and we have an enviable position right now. The company's found itself in the middle of the development of the first semi-autonomous and autonomous cars. We provide a piece of technology to the industry, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about, I guess, automotive and road transport going forward. So our cars are getting much, much smarter as we speak, and it's all about the availability and the low cost of sensors. So older cars have a number of sensors on the drivetrain, monitoring engine temperatures, etc. But today's car, there are literally over almost 200 sensors in most cars, and the majority of them now are aimed at safety, comfort, and convenience. So fuel economy, looking back, the government looking in the rearview mirror feels that they've sort of conquered the emissions problems, fuel efficiency problems, and now really are turning their attention to safety. So there's a whole world of advanced driver safety assistance systems, ADAS, and those are giving cars the ability to know what's going on not only outside the car but also inside the car and fuse those things together. So the classic use case, what everybody's talking about, is the car's looking ahead, sees that object, but the car also knows that the driver's not looking at the car, and so the car puts the brakes on for the driver. That mic, I'm going to stand back a little further and talk louder. Vehicle personalization, another hot topic. Right now, if somebody stole my car tonight, they could get in, they'd find out that I was listening to Triple J on my way here, they'd find out that I have pretty much a medium leg because they could reach the pedals, and they'd know I have little kids because there's crap in the back seat. But in the future, if somebody got into my car and was able to start it, it would know, they'd be able to find out all sorts of things about me. As our digital devices are integrated into our vehicles, they'll know where I've been, where I'm going, where I live, how I pay for things, and a lot of my own history, contacts, etc. So there's a need now, everybody's talking about actually biometric capability in cars. They've tried fingerprint readers in a Veyron, and it works 70% of the time, so if you have a $1 million car, you probably want to be able to start all the time. And so they're now looking again at cameras, and one of the most prolific forms of sensors in the cars are now cameras, and those cameras aren't just dumb cameras recording things or looking at things. The majority of them are actually connected to a computer where something's interpreting what it sees in order to give you or the car more information. In this case, with biometrics, the automotive industry wants something more sophisticated than the security systems. They want the system to know the instant, within half a second of turning on that key, whether you're allowed to start that car, drive that car, how fast, where, when, etc. And that's becoming more important as we move towards shared cars. Who are you, and where are you? What are you allowed to do with that car? So it also comes with smarter infrastructure and roads, and I'll just talk about something called platooning, and it's probably the precursor to autonomous vehicles. And platooning is where there's a specialized vehicle. It sounds a little bit sci-fi, but it's actually it's not that far away. So a specialized vehicle at the front, providing an aerodynamic advantage to the cars behind it. And these cars, there's no hitch, they're digitally or electronically connected. So the cars are talking to each other, and I think the perfect distance they're saying is about 3 meters, and it gets rid of that accordion factor, when one person brakes and everybody brakes a little bit later, and then all of a sudden we're all going too slow and then they'll speed up. And so it's about putting more density onto the roads, more safely, more economically, and then be a professional driver in the front. The people behind, all the drivers get to relax, take their hands off the wheel, because these cars are semi-autonomous now, and pay something to that vehicle that's in the front that has a professional trained driver with a special license. The driverless car, and I think we look at it in different phases: driverless, crash-proof, autonomous, semi-autonomous, etc. But the driverless car, why do we need the driverless car? I guess it's a big question. It's that as a whole, humans are really crappy drivers. I think in the last 6 months in the US, over 9 million people have died on the roads. Last year, over 3 million kids, the #1 killer of teenage boys, driving age boys between the age of 16 and 19, texting while driving. So, are they going to happen? That's a good question. We'll probably see them on roads, driving the same route back and forth. But there's 4 phases of autonomy. We're just coming into phase 3. That's where the human can hand over control to the vehicle, but the vehicle expects the human to be there to take over at extremely short notice. Level 4 expected around 2022. And but there are a number of barriers, and they're not just the technological ones are challenging in their own right, but you also have social If Americans don't want to give up a gun, are they really going to give up their Mustang V8? Not sure. Economic, the automotive insurance industry. Are cities ready to give up traffic violations, parking tickets, etc.? The parking industry, panel beaters, etc. And that's it. Yeah.